In case you missed it, new developments have emerged in the Tupac's murder case. Authorities are reportedly preparing to arrest and question several major figures in the rap industry, including Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, and Diddy. It's believed that a recent interview with Snoop Dogg may have raised suspicions and prompted federal investigators to take a closer look at his possible involvement.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice. Right. We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car. Is it in the car with him?
Snoop Dogg recently revealed that he was originally supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight on the night of Tupac's murder in Las Vegas. But a last-minute change kept him from going, as the Tupac case is now being reinvestigated by a new Las Vegas police team using advanced technology. Fresh leads are emerging about who may have been responsible. Back then, over 2 decades ago, Snoop was deeply connected to the streets, and some speculate he may have received a warning that Tupac was a target that night, possibly influencing his decision not to get in the car. Federal investigators also uncovered another interview in which Snoop claimed that just 2 days before Tupac's death, he felt that Tupac hated him.
I say a week before we was best friend. 2 days before I don't think he liked me. Why? Because we was in New York and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did the interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music. And I just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like, trying to me, how that you talking about you want to do a song with it? I wasn't thinking about his emotion. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked the music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
As the internet erupted with speculation, millions of fans began digging into the Tupac case, but one viral thread quickly gained traction above the rest. It centered around the theory that Snoop Dogg had received word that Tupac was allegedly working with federal authorities. Adding fuel to the fire, a resurfaced interview with a law enforcement officer claimed that Tupac was actually an industry plant, supposedly placed to help ease tensions between rival street factions, the Red and Blue Crews.
It turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Choku Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically was asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be or to appeal to kids and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda they came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Tupac Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
The plan, it seems, didn't work, and Tupac tragically passed away, raising questions about why Snoop Dogg might have avoided him that night in Las Vegas. This thread not only delved into the theory that Tupac was still alive, but also broke down key pieces of evidence supporting it, which some believe is why the murder case wasn't properly investigated until now. One key piece of the puzzle comes from a 2010 interview with rapper Trey, who was a close friend of Tupac's and had worked with him on several albums, was asked about Tupac before a concert. But here's where things get strange. After the interview, the cameraman accidentally left the camera rolling, capturing an unexpected exchange. In the footage, the interviewer asks Trey about Tupac, to which he casually responds, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
You ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man.
You good?
Just 2 weeks later, a video surfaced on a news website claiming to show Tupac relaxing in a parking lot in Cuba.
That's Pac, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back just trying to be friendly and get autographed. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
This sparked the Tupac is alive in Cuba theory, which has remained one of the most persistent and intriguing ideas over the years. Fast forward to 2025, and with new technology providing fresh insights, some discoveries are truly unsettling. Suge Knight, who has consistently suggested over the past 2 decades that Tupac is still alive, recently gave an interview that added even more fuel to the theory. According to Suge, Tupac was reportedly doing well in the hospital just before his alleged death. He recalled, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how someone could go from doing so well to suddenly doing so bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pop was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
However, police records contradict Suge Knight's account, stating that Tupac was allegedly in a very deep sleep at the time, raising the question of how he and Suge could have been laughing and joking if Tupac was unconscious. The story seems to fall apart when examined closely, but it becomes even more puzzling when you look at a 2008 interview with Suge, where he repeated the same claim that Tupac is alive and well.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious of ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
For 10 years, Suge Knight repeatedly claimed that Tupac was alive and well. However, after his 2008 interview, Suge came close to losing his life in a nightclub shooting where a man fired 6 shots at him. Suge, hesitant to speak with the police, immediately suspected the attack was linked to his comments about Tupac. The situation took an even stranger turn when Suge's son, Suge Knight Jr., made a similar claim in 2018. He took to Instagram, stating that Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. Shortly after, he posted a photo of a text message that read, "You have said too much. It's now time for you to go." This sent Suge Jr. into a panic, and he shared several images of Tupac alongside modern celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyoncé, implying that someone might be after him. In one photo with Beyoncé, he captioned it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." While some saw it as a publicity stunt for clout, others believed it had more truth, especially given that Suge Jr. might know more about the case than anyone else. After all, his father was present at the scene. But when investigating the details of the actual crime, inconsistencies start to emerge. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, the head of his record label, and the two were headed to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson fight. After the match, they encountered an enemy in the hotel lobby.
And their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. Keefy D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefy D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago in a proffer that couldn't be used against him. The thing was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security intervened and broke up the altercation between Tupac, Suge, and their rivals. But after that, Tupac and Suge returned to their hotel to change. Later, they headed out to a club to enjoy the night. Around 11 p.m., the two were driving towards Suge Knight's club when things took a dangerous turn, unfolding right in the middle of the street.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
The aftermath of the incident remained a mystery for over a decade, with the police conducting numerous interviews. However, one interview in particular stood out: an interview with a man named K.D., who appeared on DJ Vlad's show. During his conversation, K.D. described the harrowing moments when he found Tupac and pulled up beside him.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lade and Freaky were in the backseat.
We were just all in the car then.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was going to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
K.D. went on to explain in detail that Tupac was targeted because he was the one who reached for his firearm first when the car was stopped at the red light.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out.
It looked like he was reaching it. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Once you got the region, I got the duck.
So someone from your car started at Tupac and shit.
Tupac, sensing that something was about to happen, had already begun to prepare himself, but tragically, he wasn't fast enough. Later, K.D. was required to provide proof to back up his claims. To substantiate his story, he released an interrogation video from the night of the crime, where he confirmed that it was indeed him at the scene.
So, you say Suge looks over, he sees you? He looks right at you?
Yeah, he was.
When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in the back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of there?
I see him going Suge again.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over and the window rolled down the window.
With K.D. now a primary suspect, the police intensified their investigation. During their probe, they uncovered footage of K.D.'s reaction to Tupac's passing, revealing his true emotions in the aftermath of the tragic event.
Yeah. I hate that happening, I really do, man. It took a lot of people's lives, dude. They did that. Oh God. I feel they should, that was wrong. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. It never happened, dude.
This is where things take a strange turn. K.D. wrote an entire book about his involvement in Tupac's death, titled Compton Street Legend. He also participated in numerous interviews over the years, hinting at his role in the crime. So why is he only now being arrested after all these years? Many fans believe this is part of a cover-up, suggesting that Tupac is still alive and that authorities are simply targeting an elderly man who was present at the scene, letting the bigger truth slip through the cracks. At the end of the day, it's Hollywood, and with all the twists and turns, the question remains, is Tupac alive, or has he truly passed away?